Oh gosh, guys, welcome back. So we are going to have orisha of the day. We're going to have little Oshun. I say little Oshun, I don't know why. She's a grown woman, but to me she's like the baby of the family. I'm hitting my mic. We were watching What Would You Do? And today is Saturday, it's Loki's day. We've been doing everything for Loki. MLP, I left some reviews on games. We ordered a treat. We ordered some Fox's pizza. Excuse me. And we're doing all these things together, and we're watching What Would You Do? And it's this one about there's this, you know, bigger, curvier girl like me, and she goes to meet the parents, and the parents totally harass her and say all your other girlfriends were fit and beautiful, and they're just like trying to make this girl cry. And all the people are really awesome and standing up for her, which is really sweet. And we don't always get, as bigger people, we don't always get. And something about it touched Loki, and he started to like cry, and I'm crying. And he's like, I had such a good home. You can do Oshun. He's like, we should help people. So we're going to do little Oshun. So I'm not crying, you're crying. We were going to do a video game for her, but unfortunately, the perfect river that looks like the Oshun River, we just played that like about a month ago, for less than a month ago, for around Thanksgiving. So I'm sorry, guys. So she is the orisha, or spirit of, especially of the Oshun River, and she is the orisha, or spirit of sweet water. So all the sweet waters, like rivers, lakes, anything that's sweet. Not like sweet like sugar. River water isn't sweet, but it's not salty. Um, but she is really good to work with because she's the youngest of the family, and she comes in dancing and singing, and she is also very brave and very smart. There's one story where, humanity was starving to death in a drought. And sometimes God, or the Orisha in charge, because the stories vary, can kind of not give two shits about humanity. And humanity was dying and was sending up all these prayers and offerings to the Orisha and everything. And little Oshun is the tiniest one, the baby of the family. She's a grown adult, but she's the youngest. And she's watching all these people suffering, and dying, and she hears their prayers, and she has great love and compassion for people. So she changes into a vulture, and at the time, she being the vulture, she was the most beautiful bird. Some people say she had pure white feathers. Some people say they were rainbow colored and iridescent, and they sparkled and glowed. Her face was beautiful. She had the most beautiful song of all birds, kind of like our story of Crow. And she flies up to the heavens. And as she's flying up to the heavens, she's getting closer and closer and closer to the sun. And she goes and she begs that the drought be lifted, that water be sent to the people. So that's a connection to water as well. But there's one version I saw, and I don't know if like this was just the person's interpretation, but there was kind of a test given to her. A mirror was brought, in this formerly beautiful bird that's, croaking out in this voice. Because, she's been burned and everything is shown how ugly she is now. No, vultures are beautiful, but compared to what she was before, she was no longer iridescent. She didn't have all the plumage on her head, and she didn't have this beautiful singing voice. And they said, well, we'll give you a choice. We can make you beautiful again, or we can save the people. Because, like I said, sometimes two shits are not given for humanity. And I should not be swearing, talking about the Orisha, I'm sorry. And she decided, instantly, that she didn't care what she looked like, because outside doesn't matter. It's inside that matters. So that really touched home for Loki, and we both started crying. And there's also another story of, Ogun is the one that makes everything run. Some people say father of modern technology. Everything that runs, war, anything that moves, anything you need done, you need Ogun. You need others too, but you need Ogun. And for her part in the story, Ogun had been working pretty tirelessly at his forge, and the problem was nobody was thanking him for anything. And one of his brothers was like, hey, do people ever thank you? And at first, Ogun didn't care, because he takes great pride in doing a job and doing it well, and his pride is in doing good work. But everybody, Ogun included, does like to be loved and appreciated. And finally, he got tired of people not thanking him for everything. And he got tired of the orisha and the humans never thanking him, so he quit. And he went off into the forest. Now, people honestly wouldn't have cared. But when Ogun quits, everything stops working. And I mean everything. All the other orisha go in to get him. It doesn't work. They try to bully him. They try to bribe him. They try to frighten him. They try to fight him. This is Ogun. You're not going to get him to move. It does not work. So, all the other Orisha come tottering out of the woods half dead because they tried to fight him or they tried to bully him or they tried to use magic on him and it didn't work. So little Oshun's the youngest and she says, "Can I go in?" And they're like, "What can you do?" Now remember, she is a grown ass woman. I'm sorry, I should not be swearing talking about the Orisha, but she's grown up. But she's the youngest, so they are all piling scorn on her, like, "We are great and powerful, and your older siblings. If we couldn't do it, what can you do? You're pathetic." And they're, like, kind of mean to her, so she's like, "I will go. I will go." Because they forget this is Oshun, so she goes in, and she's just being Oshun. She goes to her river, which is where she is anyhow, and she's dancing and singing and bathing and having fun and laughing, and she is joy. It's kind of like, that Bastet energy. And she's having all this fun and laughing and admiring herself, some say, in her mirror, and, being quite the coquette. And she really is acting. She's not like play acting to trick him into coming closer. This is Oshun, being, giddy and playing in the water and having delight in the world. Ogun's never seen anybody behave like this, so he starts creeping closer. What's going on? She's not here to threaten him. She's not here to use magic on him. She didn't try to fight him. She's not even talking to him. He come closer. He got to see this because, Ogun, he got to figure out how stuff works. And he keeps coming closer and closer, and she is beautiful, and some say she's wearing all the bracelets that he made because he's the forge master, and she's singing and everything, and he's absolutely entranced. There's one translation I saw that says she plays with the bracelets that he made, and he's absolutely touched to see that his work's appreciated by somebody. And she's like jingling her bracelets and, playing with the water and dancing and bathing. Well, he keeps coming closer because he's just utterly fascinated, and Ogu knows nothing about personal boundaries. And as soon as he's close enough, Ogun's really close. Oshun has a honeypot that she wears around her waist. Yes, it can be a reference to what you think it is. And her honeypot is always full, so she dips 2 fingers into the honey and puts a taste on his lips, and that did it. He got zapped. He liked that. That was sweet. So they spend time together, and Ogun decides he's not as angry as he thought he was, and at least somebody appreciate his work, and she's pretty. And, she leads him out of the forest eventually, and laughing and dancing and singing, and he's pretty tame and as happy as Ogun's gonna be for quite some time, so he is brought back by her, and the wonderful thing is that she did it by being herself. She didn't go in to seduce him. She didn't go in to trick him into coming back out. She knew he needed appreciated. She knew he needed the sweetness in life, and yes, she knew he needed the feminine energy and to be treated as somebody worthy of romantic attention. And that's kind of a thing that she can remind women of. If you watch her dance, it's very like sensual and rolls the shoulders and everything. But she teaches you to embrace the sensuality and embrace being a woman and the joy and delight of being a woman. But she's everything that all women are. So she also has that angry side to her. She does have this angry side that she's joyful and playful and everything else, but if you make her angry, she is coming after you. And it's not just, oh, you bumped into her, she's going to teach you a lesson. It's you really broke her heart. If you break her heart or you betray her, she is coming over to see you and you are going to be sorry. And that's kind of important because she's every woman. Now, obviously, if you're a woman that's naturally asexual, she'll still work with you, and she will work with anyone in my experience, but She reminds women to, spread love, to spread joy, but to be full of themselves, to have that full pot, not just sexuality, not just femininity, though those things are very important, but to have joy in her life, to have sweetness in her life, literally the sweetness of honey, not metaphor time, to have sweet things in her life, to have good, nourishing things in her life, to take time to take care of ourselves, but to also, spread joy to others. And to find that balance of being the happy, carefree woman, yet being the woman that, since she's the orisha that takes care of the poor, she's got work that she does every day. Yes, she's cute. Yes, she's coquettish. But she does this work every day, taking care of the poor, taking care of the sick, taking care of kind of like the abandoned element of society. And then she goes and she's still doing her dancing and everything. So she's taking care of people, doing all her dancing. And she's powerful, some say, a witchcraft. So, depending on how you translate it, but basically is witchcraft. And she does all this other stuff too. We're just like kind of scratching the surface. But Loki really wanted to share because she does bring joy and love into your life. And with women, she will spend time with you. And it's not in the same way that Yamasia would spend time with you as like a mothering figure, but it's kind of like your sister and kind of like a mom in a sense that she loves you and she's going to nurture you too. It's not like women are the enemy because she is all women in a sense. She's like every woman in a sense. Some people say she has many paths. Some people say there are, Oshun of all ages. Some people say she's eternally youthful. You do you. So I hope you guys like that. It wasn't the longest video, but I get notifications and I get distracted. So kind of like Oshun because she can jump in with her heart and not her head all the time. So, I love her and respect her, but we do have stories where she got seriously brokenhearted because she didn't think things through, but all women can do that, so we can relate. So if you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.